name is Brent, and as we all know, what happened in 7th of November this month, 2025, in SMAN 72, it was a very tragic event, and based on the data, more than 90 people were injured during the tragic event, and most of the people are calling for some actions that seeks justice. So when we talk about justice, we have different ways of punishment for the perpetrator. The first one is whether we should give a strict punishment or the rehabilitation. So reports, and according to the data from reports, legal reviews, and the juvenile justice sources, they said that it more appropriate to have a middle ground approach rather than one single method. So the juvenile trial with stronger sanctions and structured rehabilitation, which is what we call the hybrid approach, was finally decided to seek justice for that perpetrator. Because even though it is a very strong and powerful commitment, he is still 17 and was labeled to have some psychological problems and mental disorder. So firstly, we'll talk about the accountability. In that event, more than 90 students, and including the students and the staffs, they were damaged, and the perpetrator was found with the weapons and some explosive devices. And this is not a minor accident because that is threatening the public safety. And on the other hand, he is still 17, and many data shows that he has some past with bullying cases or some psychological disorder. Because of that, it is not very appropriate to go with one single approach, and that's why they decided a hybrid. It could be better to have the hybrid approach that can create longer and stricter rules, which can not only protect the people, but also acknowledge the psychological needs of the perpetrator. And some people might say that the offender should be punished as an adult because that is very dangerous for the people, and he may be unlikely to change even if the rehabilitation is done. So for that case, according to the research from Bermerin in 2006, it was found that young offenders in juvenile justice has often the mental health problems such as anxiety, depression, or even worse. But the thing is, everything is treatable. So it means that the problem with that perpetrator will also be treatable. And still, at the same time, there are a large percentage of people who do not receive the treatment. So for that situation, we should not ignore the psychological needs. And yeah, some people may say that they are bad kids and they will never change, but their behavior is not just about the individual choice, but it is linked to the sometimes the environmental and their other upbringing system. So for that, I think the juvenile justice has legal and ethical consequences to address the mental health of the perpetrator. So when we think about the action to that case, normally we have two different approaches, which is the first one is top down and the second one is bottom up. So for the top down means that it is mainly the action should mainly start as a responsibility of the lawmakers and the policy makers. They should revise, and in that way, in the top-down approach, we may have some action, and then in the bottom-up approach, it should start from individual. It should start from people, us. So as a community or as schools, they should advocate for the trauma-informed sessions like that, for the stopping the potential threat that will happen in the children like this, so that it will never happen again. So in conclusion, this is not just about what is it? The strict punishment or rehabilitation. We have to take many things into consideration. The first one is about the accountability, because the damage and the consequence that happened has a considerable significance, and at the same time, the perpetrator is still a young juvenile who is around 17 and found with some mental disorder and psychological needs. So for that situation, only the balanced approach, a hybrid approach, which balance the stronger sanctions and rehabilitation could be better.